Wearing a surgical mask offers you the best chance of protecting those around you from respiratory droplets that you might expel when breathing, coughing or sneezing. But they might also protect you, the wearer, from catching infections from others around you, if you wear it correctly. You see, wearing a mask incorrectly may actually increase the risk of catching someone else's illness, so to make sure you and your family stay safe, keep watching, and I'll show you how to don a surgical mask. Masks come in all shapes and sizes, and you may have heard a lot of talk about the different types including P2 or N95 masks, or surgical masks, the likes of which you've probably also seen on TV. It may be tempting to use the advanced P2 or N95 masks as day to day, but they're most likely overkill for general public use and need to be preserved right now for life-saving medical procedures. They're also pretty uncomfortable to wear, and most of the times I've seen someone wearing one in public, they're actually wearing it incorrectly, and probably not actually getting any protection whatsoever. The trouble then is that this can actually lead to increased risk-taking behaviour, because you would do things that you wouldn't do without the mask on, thinking you've got protection that you don't actually have. Now that can actually lead to you getting sick because of that mask. Well, today I'd like to show you how to properly put on, fit and test a surgical mask, the kind that's currently being used in the general practice where I work to protect our patients during their appointments. Well, the first step is to wash your hands with either soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. This ensures that your own hands don't contaminate the mask that you're about to strap to your face, for potentially up to a couple of hours. Next, look at the mask itself. You'll likely get them as a folded cloth sheet, coloured on one side with either loops that go around your ears or ties that tie up at the back of your head. You should find a metal strip inside the seam of the top of the mask. This should be moulded to the shape of the top of your nose and cheeks to ensure a nice tight fit, but we'll come to that later. So, the coloured side of the mask is the outside. This is generally a waterproof barrier layer, with the white inside layer an absorbent layer designed to catch your own droplets. So you want whatever is on the outside to slide right off you. So you should make sure you get this right, otherwise you can actually be walking around with everyone else's coughs and sneezes literally strapped to your face. Once you know which way is up from the metal band and forward with the colour facing out, it's time to put the mask to your face. If there's loops, hold the mask by the loops and pop them over your ears before adjusting the metal band to mould to the face. If there's ties, hold and use the top ties to secure the mask across the bridge of the nose, then tie the lower ties together. Ensure the metal band becomes flush to your skin, moulding the band to the face. Any gap is a breach in your new defence, so plug up any holes and stay safe. If you wear glasses and experience fogging, this might indicate a poor fit. Again, adjust the band across the nose until this settles, or you can use a non-irritating tape across the top to fill in any gaps. This is particularly useful if you plan to wear the mask for a few hours at a time. Now make sure the bottom of the mask is fully extended and the sides are as flush to the face as possible, and avoid touching the mask from now on. These can be worn for up to 4 hours, but this time can be much shorter if they become contaminated, get overly moist or tear. So if there's ever any doubt as to its effectiveness, it's probably worthwhile replacing it with a fresh one. Removing the mask correctly is just as important as putting it on in the first place. In the period of time that you've been wearing the mask, you may have been accumulating different particles onto it, and it's important not to then contaminate yourself with those particles. To take off a mask, remove it by the ties, and without touching the actual face of the mask, place it straight into a bin. Homemade cloth masks may also provide a degree of protection, but make sure they contain at least 3 layers of appropriate material. As they're likely more absorbent and less repelling, they'll also need to be changed much more frequently, at least every 2 hours, so this makes them more suited for things like short trips out than a prolonged session. Now remember that this mask is only part of your defence against coronavirus or other respiratory illnesses, so to protect yourself you should make sure that you maintain good hand hygiene, washing your hands with soapy water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer on a regular basis. Maintain good social distancing wherever possible, and avoid going out unless it's an essential trip or appointment. If you need to cough or sneeze, do this either into your elbow or into a tissue, but dispose of it immediately. Now, if someone has to wear masks frequently and for extended periods, I can understand that they get pretty uncomfortable. Unfortunately, this is just the reality of this period of time in Australia, and we all need to do our bit to ensure the safety not only of ourselves, but everyone around us. Well, thanks again for joining me today. This channel will be releasing regular health tips and tricks, so if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, click the bell to be notified of our next upload, and let me know in the comments below how you found wearing masks. I'm Dr. Kane Treble, and this has been another long consult. Catch you next time.